Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and the alignment question. So there's a big question right now across the tabletop role-playing game industry, which is prompted from 5th Edition's preservation of the alignment system. The alignment system gets a lot of attention in Dungeons & Dragons because almost every single... I cannot remember the last new tabletop role-playing game that included alignment. I truly can't. The OSRs abandon it. Many of the OSR abandon it, like Five Torches Deep. There's absolutely no alignment in there, right? And just increasingly, people are really rejecting alignments. And one of the reasons when you talk to people, they'll say, well, there ain't no alignment. You know, once they get past Dungeons & Dragons, a lot of people really like to play tabletop role-playing games like Shadowrun, like almost any of the Powered by the Apocalypse. You're never going to run into alignment, right? And and basically when designers are asked why isn't there alignment like there is in Dungeons & Dragons, they're like, well, alignment is a very antiquated idea, and we, as a culture, we really don't subscribe to alignments anymore. I thought that was true until recently, and now I look at American culture. By the way, this is American culture specific. I think American culture absolutely 100% still has alignments. It's still going lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, chaotic neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, chaotic neutral evil, and chaotic evil. Where are they? If this is true, if America still is putting these labels on itself as a culture, is it right to exclude it from other tabletop role-playing games? Because doesn't that make it, unrealistic, right? So actually, that's where I'm going here. I think Gary was right. Gary Gygax was right to put alignment in the game. Dungeons & Dragons can never abandon the alignment, never abandon alignment in the game. And the reason why is our culture has not abandoned alignment, even though it pretends it has. So how can I say that that America is pretending it doesn't have alignment when it does? Here we go. Okay, what is America's number one export today? It's entertainment. Like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. The bigger streamers in the world are all American, and you know what they all do before every single show? They show alignment. How is alignment listed today? Here you go. It's listed with the tags that we put on shows: smoking, suicide, gore, violence, right? Language, thematic elements. There's your alignments. That is us saying, as a culture, these items we find questionable. They must be handled with incredible care. They can only be here as story elements because our culture says that these specific elements of culture are dangerous, are verboten, are different, and they need to be processed differently, right? And so basically, all these tabletop role-playing games now are like, there's no character. You won't find an alignment on this sheet. Lots of players love to say that so they can do whatever they want with their player characters. And the reality is, many tabletop role-playing games have abandoned alignment because they thought the culture was abandoning alignment. But the culture never abandoned alignment. The culture is projecting alignment with every single show we put on television, right? When we say smoking, it is against the American alignment now. It is chaotic evil, right? It has to be treated incredibly carefully. It can only be there in a story, and even before anybody can watch that story, they have to be warned, because alignment is still very much in place. Alignment never went anywhere, right? And the reality is, Dungeons & Dragons is not out of sync with American culture, right? The tabletop role-playing games who thought America abandoned alignment when it clearly did not, right? They're the ones that are actually out of alignment. So the reality is, the correct way to do any tabletop role-playing game today is to preserve alignment as an attribute for player characters. And any game that is abandoning alignment is really ignoring the culture that it's being written in America. Now, if you're writing some kind of international game, maybe your country has abandoned alignment, I don't know. But if you're writing an American role-playing game and you have abandoned alignment within your role-playing game, you're not in line with the culture, right? And D&D very much is. And I think this was a confused point. I think not everybody knew what was happening, with this stuff. So all that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. What do you think? Do you agree that the tags that are put on front of every show on every streaming service is a very clear projection of alignment? And because the culture has not abandoned alignment, nor should Dungeons & Dragons in its 6th edition, and frankly, every tabletop role-playing game that's written without alignment did so as a mistake. That's my take. I'd love to hear your take. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.